Hi everybody and welcome to General Biology 1 Lab. I'm the instructor, Dr. Duncan. I'm also the instructor for the lecture portion of General Biology 1, and some of you will see me in that class. I'm also the lab coordinator. I've got a few things that I've got to run through really quick with you before labs start in a couple of weeks here. First thing is that a lot of the communication, all of the assessment, and some of the content we use in lab is hosted on a website called Canvas. And you can find Canvas by getting the URL from the announcement that I sent, which is posted in Canvas and will have come to your email account. To log into Canvas, you use your email credentials, so that's your login name and your password. If you have problems with that, contact the registrar. You can go to their website and just go to Google and search UC Denver Registrar's Office, and you'll find information there about your email account. First most important thing is that labs don't meet the first week of classes, they meet the second week of classes. So don't come to the lab in the first week, they meet on the second week. And so your first lab period will be August the 26th. And the lab room is either Science 2099 or Science 2095. The Science building is the big new building, well, they're not brand new building, but the building which was constructed a couple of years ago. And it's got Science written on the side, nice big new building. And so go up to the second floor and find 2099 or 2095, and exactly which room you'll be in is on your schedule. You need a lab manual. The lab manual's in the bookstore. It's a custom lab manual. Rather than having you guys buy a big, thick lab manual like this, I make a custom one, so it's only this thick, and that means you can only buy it in the bookstore. You can't buy it on Amazon. It's a sort of writing guide you need, and that you can buy on Amazon. So get the book information from the bookstore, and then you want to go and buy that on Amazon. That's totally fine, but you do need one of those as well. It's going to show you how to do citations and construct certain pieces of the paper that you're going to have to write. What else do I have on my list? When you go to Canvas, there's a module called Week 1. All the modules are numbered by week, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And you must complete everything in that module. There's a couple of quizzes, and they don't contribute to your grade, but if you don't do them, then I won't let you into the lab. There's just some stuff in there which makes sure that you kind of know what you're doing before we get started. And there's a bunch of academic honesty stuff you've got to read through. And so to complete the module, you've got to open all the pages, read everything, and do the few short quizzes that you'll come across. And so when you do that, then you'll be able to get access to all the other Canvas modules, which I'll open up as we go through the semester. I'm not going to open them all up to start with because it's a bit overwhelming. What else? Most of the questions you're going to have about class are answered in the syllabus. So what are the assignments, that kind of stuff. That's all in the syllabus. And so make sure you thoroughly know the syllabus. And I know you're going to hear this a lot from instructors, but it really is important. We put everything that we expect of you and that you can expect of us in the syllabus, and it also contains a lot of the college's policies as well, which determine when you can add classes, when you can drop classes, and all that kind of stuff. One of the most popular questions that I get is, do I have to take the lab and the lecture at the same time? The question to that is, no, you don't. You can take the lab on its own, you can take the lecture on its own, and it's entirely up to you. Some students claim they do better if they take them both at the same time. I'm not seeing the evidence of that. Entirely up to you. If you need to drop the lab for some reason, you can keep going in the lecture. If you need to drop the lecture, you can keep going in the lab. If you're signed up for one and not the other, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. What else? If you find you're on a wait list for the labs, then come to the first week of class. So when I say the first week of class, that's obviously the second week, because we don't have labs the first week. So come to week 2. If you don't come to that and we find that we've got a space for you, then we can't add you. So that's the wait list. If you've got questions about the wait list, please feel free to email me or send me a Skype message. When you arrive at the lab, I'll let you into the lab, and if you can get there a few minutes early, I'll probably let you into the lab 10 minutes early so you can get in, get situated, get your stuff taken care of. And the lab door will lock automatically. I know that sounds a little draconian, but it does it for safety reasons. Two main safety reasons. The first one is the safety of your possessions. You can't bring all your bags and everything into the lab space, so that has to stay by the door in a bunch of cubby holes that we have built there. And so anybody who's just walking by could just literally open the door and grab someone's bag, take their laptop or their notes, that kind of stuff. And so we keep the door locked for that reason. It locks automatically. The second one, probably more important, is you've probably seen the news reports on campus shootings. So the university has a responsibility to protect you if it can. So if it needs to lock the building doors to keep people out, then it locks them automatically at certain times. And so partly is to protect you from incidents, the unfortunate incidents you've seen across the country with campus shootings. So when that door locks, that's what we use to define whether you're late or not. And so if you turn up and the door is locked, the only person that can let you in will be me or one of the other students with my permission. But if you've missed any important information about health and safety, then legally I'm not allowed to let you complete the lab. And so being on time to labs is critically important. Now, if you've not missed anything or we started a few minutes late, I really don't care, that's fine. But if you have arrived late and you've missed some health and safety information, obviously I can't keep going over it with everybody who arrives late, and so at that point you miss that lab, you miss all the assignments, and that will affect your grade. So punctuality is very important. The last couple of health and safety things that I've got to talk about real quick. You can't have any food and drink in the lab. That's everything, and we classify gum, anything else you're going to put in your mouth, that's food and drink. So that all stays by the door and the cubby holes. If you need to take a drink, you can step out and grab a drink real quick, but you can't bring your coffee in. Doesn't matter what it's in, you can't bring it in. It's not about the thing you bring in, it's about the space you bring it into. So no food and drink, absolutely nothing, nada, zip. The last thing is a little more difficult. We're going to be at the end of the summer when the semester starts, and so we want to be wearing shorts and things like that, and sandals and flip-flops. In the lab, you can't have any skin exposed from the neck down. The exception to that is the arms. So you can have a t-shirt on, that's totally fine. But anything from the neck down, any skin has to be covered. So you can't come into lab in shorts, running shorts, short skirts, knee-length skirts, anything like that. You have to have a pair of pants on, or you have to have a skirt or some kind of dressing which will cover your skin below, down to and including the ankle. So the bottom line here is if I can see any skin at all below your neck, excluding your arms, I have to ask you to leave. The reason is for this is if you have a chemical spill, we use some chemicals which could burn you, then that makes me legally liable. And so I'm not willing to put myself in that position. I'm not willing to risk you getting injured with a chemical burn. And so any skin that I can see, even if you're walking around and a pair of pants is ridden up and I can see skin, I have to ask you to leave. You can leave and fix the issue and come back, but anytime I see skin, I ask you to leave. Now if it's a chronic problem with a pair of pants which keep riding up, we're going to call it a day and you have to miss that lab. So, find a pair of sweatpants, stick those in your bag, anything which means that you can keep your skin covered from the neck down, excluding your arms. That's what I've got for you to start with. If you have any questions, you can email me. You can put comments in the discussions in Canvas. And if I don't hear from you, maybe I will see you in the lecture. I'll have some more emails to send out with some additional information, some reminders over the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for those. And I will see you, if I don't see you before, on August the 26th in the lab.